guys, I'm Rita and I have started recently my origami business. It started as a hobby, but it has got really busy, and I have decided to start record my transactions on accounting software to keep track on all incomings and outgoings. So I have decided to start using an accounting software called Kashoo. As always, I start with registration process and scanning through settings, but here is a tip. If you want to skip settings section, which I would not suggest because that is all about your business setup, and it might depend what kind of transactions you can enter and what you cannot. But if you still decide to skip this section, you can always go to the description section below and there is agenda with timestamps and skip to the section which is more interesting to you. So let's start and register my business on Kashoo accounting software. Okay, let's register on Kashoo accounting software. It's the world's simplest accounting solution. Okay, let's go to pricing. They provide free packages. I will go for truly small accounting because I want invoices, payments and expenses included. On free package, only invoices issuing to clients as well as recording clients is available, so it will not apply to my business transaction recording. So also I have 14 days free trial, which is always a bonus and good thing. Let's create account by adding email address and very strong password. And click sign up. Okay, now we need to add some details about the business, and then there will be step to add bank account if we prefer to. So I will add my details about my business. I will decide a country, or not decide, I will choose a country, currency, as well as when fiscal year starts. So if I'm a sole trader, then my fiscal year will be tax years and it will start from 6th of April. So let's fill in details. Transaction start date, it will be in line with my fiscal year start date. But if you have, let's say, you need to submit previous year, maybe self-assessment report, so please be mindful which year you are selecting. If you will select, now it's 2021, but if I will select 2022, it will not allow me add any other transactions before 6th April 2022. For my situation, in my case, I am just recently started my business, so I'm quite happy to say that my transaction start date is from 6th April 2022. Click next step. Okay, here we can connect to our bank account. In my case, I will skip, but there is a long list of banks that you can choose. For example, if I search by Lloyd's, there is Lloyd's Bank available as well. So skip. And here we are. Okay. So this is the dashboard of accounting software Kashoo. And as I mentioned, I cannot go and jump straight away of entering transactions without setting up my system as I want or as I wish. So on left hand side at the bottom there is settings section, and we will briefly go through. There is 5 subsections what we can look at. So under business details, I can add a logo and select my business type and industry. For example, business type in my case is sole trader, but if you have limited companies and you will have corporation to select and from list or choose from list what business type you are. And then we can select an industry. So I'm origami business, so I can be under either artist or craftsperson section. I will choose this bit or this industry. Also, we can here still change our fiscal year, which is either your financial year or tax year. If financial year starts on 1st of January, then change it to 1st of January. Okay, and the same about transactions date. Only thing what I cannot change anymore is currency. So if I set my business as in pound sterling, that's it, I cannot change. But I will be able to invoice in multi-currencies, so enable these features below here. So once you add any information here, save settings. Okay, next section is subscription and billings. Because I selected my truly small accounting package, then I can buy subscription plan and pay monthly, $20 per month, or I can pay $216 straight away, and in that case I will be saving a couple of dollars compared to when I will pay monthly. Okay, third section, invoicing and payments. This is where we can add details about our business, so we can add our address details and also any additional information like phone numbers or website if we have. So this information will show up on invoices when we issue to our clients. Okay, manage users. So here we can add additional users to our system. So I'm an admin and I can access billing, but if we add a new user, we can send to, let's say, admin person or someone who helps to run our business and select access. Either it's business owner if I have someone else working with me alongside, so we are two who have created this sole trader business, then I can add another person as a business owner, or if I have staff member, it can be as an admin. Okay, so this is where we can manage users. And category rules editor, it will automatically fill rules once we will start to enter transactions on system. So we cannot add any rules here. We can manage them afterwards when system will create them automatically based on what actions we are doing on our system. So this briefly covers settings section and how we can register on Kashoo accounting software. So let's check how far is my patterned paper order. So it is, oh, it's on the way, it will be delivered today. Okay, perfect. And I had a couple more emails, so a couple more orders. So how I can add customers and suppliers on Kashoo accounting software. So let's have a look on next section or category called contacts. Okay guys, how we can add contacts like customers and suppliers on Kashoo accounting software. On left hand side on sidebar we have separate category called contacts. Click on contacts. Okay, and there is one point. Every contact, either customer or supplier, what you add, it doesn't matter if it's supplier or your customer, it will record in this section. So once you will issue invoice or you will record supplier invoice, it's when you will be able to separate which customer or supplier or contact will go where. So let's add a couple of contacts. So we can add a company or we can add an individual. So in my case, let's start with adding a company. So firstly, I have local shop where I purchase all my materials. We can add contact details like name and surname if we have, email address and phone number. Also, when we click on show details, there is option to add address, postcode and website and business number if it's available. Plus, if you have any other notes what to add, maybe like payment terms, just an idea or what can be entered here. So I have local shop, let's add address. And click add. So our customers will be listed in this column. Okay, not only customers, suppliers. Local shop is my supplier. So let's add next one, and in this case I will add a customer. Okay, so once we add customers or suppliers, it doesn't separate as I mentioned. If we're adding individual, it will ask us to fill in first name and last name. So for example, if you have email address, that's fine. Let's add email address and click add. So Lucy Breen added here. So all our contacts will be added here in alphabetical order. So I will add a couple more. Okay, so this is the way how we can add customers or suppliers onto our Kashoo accounting software. Okay guys, I need to rush to bank and give some paperwork, as well as I need to cash some money in so I have a startup capital to use before I actually start to receive money in my bank account. But how I can actually add an opening balances on Kashoo accounting software, and if you are not enabling your bank feeds, how you can add a bank on Kashoo. So let's have a look on next section called accounts. So one option for us is to enable bank feeds, or called connect a bank. So if I connect to bank, all transactions will show up on my Kashoo accounting software, and I will be able to allocate them to places based on transactions made in a bank. Yeah. But if I decide to go manual way, how I can do it and what I need to do. So we need to go to account section on sidebar, click on accounts, and there is like 5 categories, and Kashoo accounting software uses traditional accounting methods, so it's like a double entry more. So there is income and expenses are more profit and loss statement related, and assets, liabilities and equities is what is in balance sheet, like position of your assets, even liabilities or even receivables, bank cash and etc. So when we click on this like little triangle arrow facing downwards, I'm trying to figure out words what to use, we can look on this section, and there is 5 categories, and one of them are cash or is cash, but there is no bank. So how we can add a bank account? When you click on plus sign, we have an option, 3 options to choose from. We can add account from bank file. In that case, it means that we can upload bank files if your transaction file got one of these 3 file types. If you haven't got, you will be unable to create a bank code or bank code on Kashoo accounting software. If you don't have these files, you'll be not able to upload to do bank uploads. Then we have another option is to enable bank feed. In that case, it will allow you to create a bank code and allocate to that particular bank from which you are getting transactions pulled through in Kashoo accounting software. Or we can add it manually. So click on add account, and now we can add information. So name of account will be bank, type of account, it will be bank account, but there is also for credit cards and any other section. So in my case it is bank. Start date, it's from my tax year, but you can select when you open. For example, if this bank will be opened afterwards, just select start date of this bank account. And opening balance, we can add how much will be added, so how much will be money in a bank from 6th of April 2022. Also we can add a description, so for example bank account, and add. Okay, so now when we click on here, we can see details about our bank. So account number is 1021, description bank account, and when is the start date. We can edit it by clicking on edit account next to pen, or we can click on that 3 dots and we can edit account here from this section, or also remove accounts. That means it will be deleted completely. So for example, if we have account in different currency, we can add account. Account name would be, for example, bank euro, type bank, and we can actually say that this is a sub account, and we can select to which group this sub account would fall. Yeah, so in my case I would say bank, opening balance if you have add there, and select currency euros and click add. So now we have bank in euros. So how we can add an opening balance to above bank? This bank account is GBP, so my pound account, and I have opening balance of £1,000. So add opening balance there. So click save. Okay, so now we have bank in GBP currency with opening balance of £1,000 from 6th of April. Also we have bank in euro currency, or I have bank in euro currency, and there is currently nothing in euros. So this is a way how we can add bank accounts to our assets section on accounts section here. Okay, Rita, let's do some calculations. So if I sell one tulip bloom for 85 pence and I'm VAT registered business, then I would need to pay about, I would say 17 pence. Yeah, 17 pence in VAT. So that would mean that I would need to issue invoice for £1 and 2 pence, approx. So if you're a VAT registered business, how you can actually add a different VAT rates on Kashoo accounting software? So let's have a look on next section called taxes. So if I'm VAT registered business, in my case I'm not, but if you would be VAT registered business, how you can add a different VAT rates on Kashoo accounting software? On sidebar, on left hand side, there is a section called taxes. Click on add a new tax, and we can add, for example, VAT 20% as a description, rate 20%, and when this rate starts. So for example, if you get VAT registered 1 month later, for example, I would be VAT registered from 6th of May, and add that date there. We can add also end date if applicable, and this is point which is important. There is a question, are you currently collecting this tax? And if from 6th of May you need to apply VAT, you need to enable this, and that's when you need to fill in when tax collection date started, and also add your registration number, which is saying that it's optional, but I would suggest you to add there. And also another side is, so you would charge in this case, but also you would want to recover any tax. So any purchases what you make on via your sales invoices, what is charged, you will be able to recover. So this is important for you to enable both of these. If you don't, one part will not work and you'll be not able to report or record all VAT transactions and get reports. So once you're happy with this information, click Save. So VAT 20% rate been added. We can add tax configurations, so when it's effective and enable, example if I have not enabled, so you can come here and you can enable and add registration number. Yeah, so once you add this information, it will allow you to record taxes. If you have another tax rate, add for example VAT 10%. When effective date, add there, it's the same. Enable collecting this tax, that means that you will apply on your invoices. I'm repeating myself again, but it's important. And also tax recoverable, that means that any purchases what you are making and that have tax noted, you will be able to claim back. So you would collect what you would need to pay to government, and then there is also other side of VAT which would reduce tax liability. So once you're happy with this information, I will disable it, click Save, and you have another rate there. So this is a way how you can set tax rates if you are VAT registered business. Please make sure that you're doing taxes before you start issuing invoices, so you issue invoices correctly to your customers if you are VAT registered business. Okay guys, I have a huge order from a customer to make 150 colorful butterflies as well as white butterflies. So I have ordered for 150 colorful butterflies and 100 white butterflies. So how I can issue invoice on Kashoo accounting software? Let's have a look on next section called Invoices. Okay guys, before I send an invoice to my customer, just want to go through quickly one bit. If you want to separate your different income streams, for example, if you have online course and you have separate category, or you want to separately report revenue from customer orders or custom orders from your maybe local store sales, then you need to go to account section, and in my case it would be under income, and under sales income I have already added customer orders, online courses and online store sales. So how I can add these subcategories? So when you click on sales income, you will see 3 dots. Click on that 3 dots and you can add sub account. So when you click on add sub account, select name of account, I will call subscription. It will already select that it will be sub account to a sales income group. It will go under income, under sales income, and start date will be 6th of April, that's my tax year, and I will have no opening balance. Select currency, in my case it's pounds, so I will keep as it is. So you can add description, copying the same, or add more details if required. Once you're happy, click add. So now under sales income I have another 4th category called subscriptions, and it has given group or account number 4004. We can edit account from clicking on edit account next to that pen, or when you go on subscription, click on that 3 dots and you will be able to edit account, also remove account if needed. So now I can issue an invoice to my customer who requested these little butterflies to be produced. So 100 white butterflies and 150 multicolor butterflies. So let's issue an invoice. To issue an invoice, we need to go to sidebar on left hand side and click on invoices. Click on new, and this is a template of our invoice. So let's start from adding client, or if you click on that drop down, you'll be able to select added customers or client information from this list. So for example, Fly Limited is the ones who requested the butterflies, and invoice date is 6th in my case, and due date you can select. Either you can request payment on receipt, or you can give 15 days, 30 days or 16 days them to pay this invoice. In my case it will be on receipt. On receipt. Invoice number, system will generate automatically invoice number, but you can always change it by overwriting, for example, RK100 invoice. So once we're happy with top section, next section is add invoice items. So my description first is 100 white butterflies. Okay, choose account. This is custom orders, so it's not my ordinary sales, so it's been ordered as on request. 100 butterflies, and each butterfly costs £1 in my case. Add another invoice item. I have 150 mix color butterflies. Okay, it's the same. I will choose custom orders, and I have 150 at £1 each. Also, I will add the shipping costs, and category will go under other income, so it's not falling underneath subscription or interest income. It goes under other income in my case. And add shipping costs. What would you charge? Okay, when we scroll to the bottom, we have an option to add in information about this invoice. For example, I can add that 50% deposit or £150 deposit upon order, issued invoice order. Also, I can provide my bank details where they need to pay this one, or maybe share a link from Stripe or maybe PayPal account details. And then we can attach other files to support this invoice when we're distributing. When we go on our right hand side, there's 3 dots. When we click on that 3 dots, you can actually attach items from your device, so it will be from my desktop, or I can choose from gallery. If you have uploaded your files through inbox section, you will be able to attach documents from gallery, maybe like return documentation, so you will be able to attach it to this particular invoice. And once we are happy, we have a couple of choices to do. So we can save this invoice and start to issue another invoice to customers. We can save and exit, we can preview and send, and duplicate. In my case, I will save and exit. Okay, so now this is my invoice what I just issued, RK100. If I click on this box, I have a couple of options enabled. You can see they're coming up next to button new, and I can edit, I can delete this invoice, I can email it out if you have provided, or I have provided email address to Fly Limited. I can duplicate this invoice, and also I can pay this invoice. So when I click on pay this invoice, I can add a payment on allocating to this invoice particular. So in my case, £150 were paid towards before I started to do these 250 butterflies. So date, select date, I will say it was 6th. Reference number I will keep all as it is. Amount, enter your amount, what been paid. In my case, they paid 150 out of 255 pounds almost. If they would pay in full, click pay in full, and system will automatically take information from total amount of invoice what's been issued. In my case, it's 150. Okay, and I will deselect it. Okay, I need to select an account. Is it a pound account, cash, or any other undeposited funds, if I spell it correctly? So in my case, it's pounds bank account. I can add any information here, so I will say deposit, paid, and add payment. So now it's recorded 150 pounds being paid towards this invoice. I can edit and I can delete or remove this payment entry or transaction entry. So if I go back to my invoices, I can see that I have only 105 pounds left to pay. Okay, I'm rounding, but it's 104 pounds 99 left to pay from total of 254.90. So when I click there, click on pay invoice, when I scroll to the bottom, I can see how much being paid and in which account it's been paid and when. Yeah. So I will issue a couple more invoices to my customers, as well as to my store receipts, what I received from selling my different how you calling that things behind me. Those things I sold a lot. So, okay, let's issue invoices. Okay, so I have added multiple other invoices. So to amend, as I said, select it and you can amend this invoice, delete, send out, duplicate, and add any payments. So this covers section about invoices. Makes these butterflies really taking ages. Who is here? Look guys, what I received. Should be my new patterned paper. Okay, adios my butterflies. So, okay, that's one sample. That's another sample. It should be two. Yeah, it is two-sided. This looks good. So I just received two samples and I will confirm them. But I know that supplier will issue an invoice and will request a deposit payment. So how I can add a supplier invoice on Kashoo accounting software? Let's have a look at next section, bills to pay. So let's have a look at next section about supplier bills. So how I can actually record supplier invoices. On sidebar, left hand side, there's bills to pay. And to add a new supplier invoice, we need to click on new. And layout, it's similar to layout, how it would look like when you would issue invoice to your customers. Only difference, it has bills to pay on the top written. So this is what you need to pay money out. In my case, I need to pay someone money out, not that someone will pay money to me. Okay, so new bill, I need to select vendor. In my case, I will select Green Limited, and I have received bill on 2nd, and they gave me 30 days payment terms and conditions. Bill number, this is supplier invoice bill number, so I will add green. Okay, and description, I will say materials. Okay, account. Now I need to select which expense accounts this would fall. And because this is materials, they will fall under cost of goods sold. But there are lots of different categories what you can actually select from. Example, if you have flight tickets or train tickets, there's travel expenses as well. So select correct or appropriate category for this particular expense. So in my case, cost of goods sold, I will have quantity 1, price, I had let's say 35 pounds, and I can select that there is included, separate tax, custom included, separate. In my case there is no tax, I'm not collecting actually tax, but it gives me an option to do because I selected or added information under taxes. So we can add another line, for example if there is delivery charges, so shipping, select account, shipping and postage, and there is 199. Okay, so this was for my patterned paper sample, and if there is any other information what you want to include, you can add here. So I can add like samples, attach file. If you have supplier invoice, for example, I will attach from this device. From downloads, I have green limited invoice. Okay, open, and it has attached my attachment of supplier invoice. And I can, when I click on 3 dots, likewise with customer invoices, I can attach from device or from gallery. So you can upload your documents under inbox section, and then you will be able to select from a gallery. And once we are happy, we can happy with information what I have entered, we have a couple of options to do. Either we can save add a new supplier invoice, we can save and exit, or we can also duplicate. In my case, I will add save and new, and I will add a couple more bills, including rent, internet and phone bills. So if you haven't got supplier on list, just type in and it will create automatically supplier card in your contacts. If you want to add more details, you can go to contacts and edit that contact. So for example, in my case, I will have rent. Okay, so this is a list of my expenses. So if we want to change or amend, select the one which we want to change or amend, and then there is options above. So if I haven't selected any of supplier invoices what I have added, there will be no options showing up on top or in middle section next to new button. You can see if it disappears. So I have selected rent bill. We can edit, remove or delete this supplier invoice. I can duplicate, and I can also pay bill. So in my case, I need to pay, I needed to pay green limited, so pay bill, and we can add pay in full. So I have paid in full, payment for samples. Okay, select account, it's pound account, and add payment. Okay, so now if I go back to my bills, its status has changed to paid. If I have different currency invoices, I can apply different filters. So I can look for amounts, for paid, for current, past, due, and etc. So you can apply filters to make life easier to find the information or detail what you're particularly looking at. Also, you can sort by clicking on header section by date due, and it will change from newest to oldest and etc. So this covers section about supplier invoices and how we can add them, edit and mark as paid. As well as having my pattern paper, I actually run out of little bottles which are really in trend now. So I have little crane here folded and put in bottle, but I wanna make more them and sell on my online shop. So I have receipt, and here are my little bottles. So how I can actually record receipts or upload receipts, as well as add one-line supplier invoices on Kashoo accounting software. Let's have a look on next section called Inbox. So I have collected all these receipts, including the one for local shop where I purchased my little bottles. So how I can actually add expenses or receipts and record them as expenses on Kashoo accounting software. There is one good section called Inbox. So through Inbox we can upload receipts and also upload a transaction file. Thing is about transaction file, that need to be a particular formatted style. So in my case I will add a simple invoice from Green Limited, and once I upload, system reads information from this document. So as you can see, one receipt, in my case is single line Green Limited invoice, and it's been added. Only thing what it hasn't added is category and taxes. It was not able to read. So for green I will select that this is cost of goods sold in my case, and taxes I can select one of tax rates available, but I'm not claiming any taxes as I'm not VAT registered. And also once it's selected I have option to edit it, post, remove, or discard the changes. So in my case I will look on edit section. So when I click on edit I can also look at and note that this particular receipt being expense refund, income, or income refund or transfer. So in my case this is expense actually, and it also attaches copy of this digital invoice. So Green Limited is an invoice. So it allocates to Green Limited. Date, it is 5th of May, which is correct. And deposit account, it's pound. So I have paid with a card. So make sure the deposit account is not left as cash. Yeah. Otherwise, you might mispost in wrong places amounts. So pounds, expense category, it will be cost of goods sold, and there is no tax. If you want to add any other notes, you can add here, and then click post. And when you click post, this transaction will be removed. So if I have multiple receipts, can I actually upload multiple receipts? Well, system should be able to separate every single file as a separate transactions. And as we can see, here is both of them added as two separate files. Quite weirdly, they've got quite interesting dates, 5th July and February 5th, which is, I think so, it reads in information in way around. So in my case this should be 7th of May, so it reads date incorrectly. Account, pound account, local shop, amount, and category will be, I had some office expenses, no tax, file is attached, and click post. Okay, so let's look at this entry as well. It's 5th February, which will not allow me to post because it's below. My start date was 6th of April, so if I will try to post on 5th of February, it will not allow because it will say that it's outside my tax year. So if I'm trying to post, it's not allowing because date is out of my range. Okay, so I will select 1st of May, bank, Okay, I will leave a cash in for this case. How it can be corrected will show in next episode. Or section, counts, expense category, cost of goods sold, and post. Okay, so this has been posted. So if you have any refunds, just upload that file and you will be able to record refund transactions. So, can I upload a bank statement, for example? It doesn't allow to upload CSV files. If it's in PDF file, you might have possibilities that you will be able to upload, but to upload transaction file, as I mentioned, you need to have Kashoo approved transaction file formats or file types, and there is only 3 of them, and CSV file is not one of those files. Okay, so this covers section about receipts and how we can actually add quickly and easy our receipts as expense on Kashoo accounting software. So electricity is there, I can see. Internet. It's in the wrong place, I think so. Okay, so how we can do adjustments on Kashoo accounting software. Let's have a look on next section, transactions, how we can do adjustments there, as well as how we can add the journals on section accounts. So if I go through transactions and I notice some things that I have possible misallocated or recorded under wrong category, how I can correct this transaction. So on sidebar on left hand side there is transactions, and when you click there we can see all our transactions in this whole period what I have recorded. And when you look, it can be sorted by date from in descending or ascending order if you want. In my case I will do in ascending order. So second section is description, then it's account, categories, taxes, currency, when money was taken out, and when money was paid into account. Yeah. So if I know, for example, I haven't got money in my cash, so there shouldn't be any cash balances anymore. All what I'm using is only bank account. And if I had cash, that was the only time when I actually paid into my bank account to support my business. So if I go under category and I look for, not category, under account, then I can see that I have actually added my £65 transaction, which is receipt attached document, under cash account. So if I just move it to pound here and I don't click on update transaction, it will not change it. So for example, if I don't click anything else and I go to my accounts and I look at my cash, it's showing one transaction here. Yeah, and there shouldn't be cash going, like I cannot pay from my cash account and go it in minuses. I'm paid it from my pound account. So when I go back to transactions, I find out my transaction, so it's updated here, but it haven't fully properly updated. So click on update transaction. Okay, so transaction been updated successfully. So when I go back to accounts now and I click on my cash account, there isn't any transactions anymore. And when I go to my pound account, I can see that £65 been going out from my account here. Transaction showing there. So this is a way how we can amend categories or any other information to particular transaction. For example, select transaction, click on edit, and you can add details information or change a category if you edit it. Also, we can completely delete this transaction, or return to inbox and then later to review it and post where it needs to be posted. If you go to our account, and for example, if you're looking on our pound account, there is all transactions here, And when we select, let's say, office expense, we can edit this transaction, we can remove it or delete it, or we can return to inbox. So this is an option how we can do changes in our account particular here. So if I go and have a look, let's say, on my expenses, and I look under my office expense, there is some charges to office expense for 880. Was it office expense? Under management, sorry. Under management and administration expenses, there is £15. I will check what this relates to, and when I'm looking at it is phone bill. And I actually have a separate category for phone bill. So what I can do, for either I can amend category here, or if I want to do journal, I can add adjustment, today's date, and do a journal entry. So for example, £15 I would reduce costs, which would often be debit, and I will move these costs to telecommunication and internet expenses, £15. We need to make sure the debits and credits balances. We can click on show details and we can add more transaction details like cost correction. And once we are happy, of course we can attach files. If you have a journal, separate journal entry and support documents, we can attach it here and click. Whoop, I put twice 15. I told to balance both sides and I put both in one side. Okay, and click post. Okay, and now when I click on my management and accounts, adjustment being posted here, and when I go to my telecommunications, there's £15 coming in. Yeah. So this is a way how we can add adjustments from our accounts section on Kashoo accounting software. Okay guys, this has been a very busy week for me, and I have a couple last orders to actually send out to customers. So I need to pack them up nicely and distribute. But I want to see how well I actually have done in this last period, and I can do it through section reports. Okay guys, I want to see how well I have done in this past period. So firstly, let's have a look on reports section. Okay, and under reports we have a couple already created reports, and you can, say, hide them. Is it correct term? Possible. But under standard reports I have 5 reports: profit and loss, balance sheet, general ledger, unpaid bills and invoices, and trial balance. So let's have a look on profit and loss first. And time is yearly as of today and period 1. So at the top I can send it as or save it as a PDF or save report. So when I look on this tax year, so I have sales income broken down by my 3 separate categories. So I have online course £60. I have made in this period online store orders I had 450, and custom orders I had 530.50. So total income is 1000. And of course there is courier charges for about £10. Okay, total income is 1011. Cost of goods sold is about 125, so I've got gross profit of whooping 885. That's amazing number. Then I have expenses, more like on overheads, rent expense for this my property where I'm making all my magic to happen from paper, and it costs 450. That will also includes utilities bills, so that's included in my contract. So I have total expense of 500, and my net income, my net profit is £384.40. Not bad, what I can say, not bad. So let's have a look on balance sheet. balance sheet will show my asset position as of 8th of May, as of today, and it will show firstly starting with assets, and assets will include all cash what I have in bank or on hands. So I have in my bank account 1,378.90, and also I'm still waiting £196 almost to receive 195.50 pounds to receive from my customers. So 195.50 pounds have been not paid yet. But also when I'm looking below on liabilities side, so I need to pay 190 pounds. I haven't paid out, so that is liability. And when I look on equity, I have my £1,000 investment in cash into my bank, which is opening balance, and my net income 384.40, of course, will go under equity section, and it is 384.40 is the same amount as my net income, net profit. Okay, so this is my balance sheet. When I look on general ledger, this will give details by account and what transactions have been happening on this account. So for example, accounts payables, so I had opening balance 0, and then I had bills recorded and payments made to a couple of bills. So an outstanding balance is 190, so this amount should actually balance with my payables of 190 here, and it is. So if I want to see more details, I can go under general ledger and see activities, what's needed. So on top section I forgot to mention, so there is more like a filter options to choose. So I can use a fiscal year, or I can choose a current month only, or I can choose a quarter or custom date if I want. Accounts, I can select the categories, I can select all accounts, or I can just select custom orders and online. So I just want to look at activities in these general ledger codes, like only on these sales codes. And once you're happy, click outside, it shows that I have selected 3 codes, these plus 2 new ones. I can sort by particular name or by number if I want, so I will select by number. Number is number of general ledger number, chart of accounts number given or provided for this particular my, in this case, income group. And I can exclude accounts with no transactions, so there is no blank report showing up. So in my case, if I'm looking at 3 codes, this is my report on and transactions happening on each general ledger account, including description lines that I can see, which is very good. And I can send this report to save as CSV, I can save as PDF, or also I can save this report. Yeah. So next category is unpaid bills and invoices. This is where I can see my payables, outstanding payables. So in this case is 3 supplier invoices that I haven't paid and total amounts. Also I can from drop down box select unpaid invoices, and that would it would show all invoices or all customers that haven't paid me yet and what would be amount. So if I click on events limited, it shows that there is invoice for that amount, but there have been only partial payment made to it. Yeah. So let's go back to my reports. Okay, so as with both reports, we can download this report as PDF or also save report. Trial balance, that's more like if you're looking at profit and loss statement, it's based on like descriptions, but trial balance will be based on numbers and account numbers, and also showing currency, and would show debit or credit side. So on trial balance, debit and credit amounts or balances should balance, there shouldn't be any discrepancies, and if there is, you need to find out why. Okay, so if you click on plus button, we can add a custom report. We can add the name of report and type of report, what we want to see, and name it if needed. There's only 5 selected, and there are 5 all what we can see here. So this is about report section, but as you can see, it's more like a document format, but it doesn't give you visual representation. So when we go to dashboard, we can actually see in graphs our progress of a business, so how well my business in this case are growing and developing. So on top big table I can see income and expenses. So income is in dark blue and expenses is like in a gray. And for May, if I'm looking and hover above that 2 bars, I can see amount. So total income in May was 1,011 almost, and total expenses including cost of sales, £501 almost. If I click on arrow to go to sideways, it shows next table, and in this case this is net income. Then I have cash deposits and withdrawals, example if money have been taken out or money been put into account, this table shows that information as well. And also net cash, so when there will be more months and activities happening in bank, net cash will be more correct. At this moment it's just showing position as of today, and well, I haven't got 12 months of information, so there is just 1 point showing that I am at almost 1.4k of cash or money available in my bank account. Okay, and below table there is 3 small tables, so it's net income, the breakdown, so income, expenses, and what is net income proportional to both of these bars. So it's actually income less expenses, and this small difference is what is net income. Top expenses is the middle table, and here we can see that majority of my expenses is taken up by rent, and then next biggest one from like pie chart position or ring chart is telecommunications, which take about £40. And then there is office other one, so it's quite good to see which expense category is taking the most. And then there is account balances, which shows that in bank account I have almost 1.4k cash available, and if I would use a actual cash money, then it would show balances of cash, and also how much I would have on my credit cards used up and will need to be paid back. So these 2 sections, reports and dashboard, have been covered now, and in brief summary and overall, we have finished our Kashoo accounting software tutorial. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed watching my Kashoo accounting software tutorial. But if you have any questions or require any further advice, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next episode.